folks, thanks for joining me today. In today's tutorial, we're going to be doing the second design in the November Soul Symbol series. So I started off with a round stone and I primed it white and let it dry. And then I drew a circle with my General's charcoal pencil, but it's the gray one, and I used my compass. And now I'm just painting on the gemstone color for the gemstone in the middle. So you may recognize a lot of this footage, and it's because it's from the last one. It's basically the same by painting on, blending in, and all that good stuff. But I just wanted to show you again. It was just, it's very simple and easy. I do the same thing for all of my stones. So I thought that doing the same footage wasn't going to be that big of a deal. So I put on the solid color all the way around, and because it's such a light color, all I did was add white, and I used my little finger sponges, and I just go around and blend it all in, and that way it shows that the center is the lightest and it gradually goes out to the original color on the edge. And I do this all the way around the stone until I am very happy with the results. Then what I do is I go in with black paint and I sort of frame it up. So I want the sides and the back to be black, and that way your focal point is on the center part of the stone, which is where you want it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just being very careful to not paint the black into the gold color that's on there, or I should actually say it's citrine, which is the birthstone color for November. And I do the back as well, but I don't show you that because I mean it's just slapping on paint and waiting for it to dry so you can turn it over and really get to the good stuff afterwards. So but I'm just showing you here that I'm being very, very careful. I'm going very slow. Now, if you can imagine, this video is actually sped up 2 times. So I'm actually going a lot slower than this. Just because you have to be extremely careful when doing this. Then what I do is I go in with my gold paint, as always, to put that border on. Now I'm okay if I go a little bit into the black paint because really I can go in and fix that up. So I'm being very meticulous and trying not to get into the citrine color or the yellow gold color. If I go into the black, I can cover it up. So I just go around the whole thing just to give it its final border, and it separates the actual painting from the background of the black that we painted. So it's just that nice little break, I guess. So now I go in and I'm going to draw my tree. Yes, that's right. So the soul symbol for November is a tree. So what that means is you serve as a support system for everyone else. You give shelter and provide everything for others, just like the tree. So this tree is much different than the last one that I did. The other one that I did was sort of, I was going for the tree of life kind of thing, and I had issues with the root system. If you watched that, then you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, go check it out. But this one I had a little bit more fun with, and it was a lot simpler, but I found a lot more elegant. I really enjoyed painting this one, and it's actually my favorite out of the two. So it's just very wispy. There's not a lot of detail in painting, but there is a lot of detail in shapes and wispiness. So this tree has a lot of curly branches. It kind of reminds me a bit of the that movie. Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but where I think it's like a nightmare, something Nightmare Before Christmas. I think that's what it is. Anyways, so this tree kind of reminds me of that. And I really liked how it just sort of flowed and looked really, really nice when it was finished. So basically, how I did this was I loaded my paintbrush and then I just very slowly and gently, I didn't put a lot of pressure onto the stone itself, and I just let the paintbrush go and I turned it as I was going. But I did it very carefully, so I wasn't going to get any kind of big blobs or anything because I wanted the branches to start off thick, but then to end with like a really, really thin curly Q, I guess. So that's what I'm doing here right now. I do thicken up some of the branches because I did make some blops or bloops or whatever you want to call them. Um, Thicker part of the branch than I wanted. So I had to go and fix that up. But anyways, so that's what I'm doing here. Actually, there's one and I just use a Q-tip to erase it. So what I do for that is when the paint is still wet, I dip a Q-tip into the water that I use for cleaning my brushes. I quickly wipe it away so I make it very diluted with the water. And then I come in on the other side of the Q-tip that's dry and I just roll the Q-tip and wipe it up. It's really simple, really easy. I think I do another one somewhere in this tutorial. Keep an eye out for that. But it's good to show you again. So my mistakes are your benefit. Anyways, so I'm continuing on doing this and I was very impressed with how it turned out. Let me know in the comments below what you think or which one is your favorite, this one or the other one. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are. And I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that I will be doing the Gnome series very shortly. I'm planning on doing maybe 12 days of Christmas, so 12 tutorials before Christmas. So we'll see if I can get that done. But keep an eye out for that. I've been also requested to do one of my frog that is hanging by a branch, so I'm going to be working on that as well. So anything that you guys want to see or that you're interested to know, maybe a different technique or something, leave me a comment below and I'll definitely look into it and I will get to it. Sometimes it does take me a little longer than normal, but I promise I will get to it. The easiest way to let me know that you like this video is by giving me the thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I try to post every week. Sometimes I do 2 a week, but I'm always bringing in new content. And if you want to know when I bring that new content, ring the bell and you'll get a notification when I post something new. Now check out this root system. Way better than the other one. So what I did was I just basically did a bunch of squiggly lines that sort of intertwined with each other because the way that I think of a root system is that's what it does. It joins everything together to have a really good foothold in the ground, and that's what I really wanted. So this is the root system that I really like doing, and it really captured that, if you ask me. Basically, all I did was just did some little lines again, like I did the branches. I just loaded my paintbrush up and I just let the paintbrush go to where it needed to go, just in some little swoops and swirlies and things like that. And then I had to add a couple of other ones, so that's what I did here. And it just ties it all in together. And I really liked it. I think that it turned out really well. Oh, I didn't like that part, so I'm erasing that stuff. I was trying to go for a smaller curly Q in there, but it didn't work out. So instead, I just focused on the ones that were there and really made them a little bit more predominant. And then I had to add a couple of more inside the other ones and make the branches thicker. And I loved how this turned out. looks so pretty, and I don't know, if you ask me, it's more of a mystical tree or something along that lines. Anyways, I really enjoyed doing it, so I just continue adding in a little bit of details here and there, things that I think needed to be there or not be there, and then we were good. So now I put on some of the little tick marks there so I knew where I was going to put my gems, because if you know me and you've been watching, I like the bling bling. So I put on the gemstone for September, which is citrine, and I just used some triple thick as my glue to put the little gems on. Then what I do is I don't forget the white bloops. Now, this one was a tough one. I kind of had to paint over the design, but you know what? That's okay, because it then really gives that illusion that it's under glass, or that it is glass or gem or something like that. So um, it's okay to do that. And I'm sorry that I forgot to do this part before, but I remembered. So I do that. Now back to the border. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag some drop. Bleh. I'll try that again. I'm going to drag some dots. So I put on a dot, and then I redot it again to make sure that it is really loaded. And then I use a really, really small stylus, or it's like a dotting needle, and I just pull the paint straight up towards the gem. So it gives it the look of a teardrop. So I do this all the way around. I start off with gold to tie in the gold frame, and then I move on to the pure color of the citrine color that I used in the gem in the middle. And I do the same thing, but this time I'm going to curl the points so that they curl up to the gem that I've put on there. And I do that all the way around. And FYI, all of my colors that I use are listed below in the description, along with the brand names. So if you want to follow along with the same colors that I use, you can go there. If not, I really urge you to use whatever you've got in stock. Make it whatever color you want. You could have like the basic colors of the primaries. All you have to do is add some white or add some black, and you've got every color in the rainbow. So go for it. So now I go in and I do another dot, and I really load it up, and I use my little needle there again, and this is a lighter color, so it's the original color of the gemstone. I think it's called old gold or something like that, but I just add a little bit of white, and so I get this variation of the color. And I really wanted this because it really ties into the whole brightness in the center of the stone that I painted, and how it gradually worked its way to its original color, or the darkest color on the outside of the gem. So that's what I wanted to do here. I really wanted to tie that in, and it ends up looking like a flower. So I thought it was really pretty. So I also do this all the way around, and then I finish it off with a little dot of white, and that'll be coming up very shortly. And there you go. So that's the little dot of white, and I put one on each side. I don't drag these ones, I just dot them. It just sort of finishes it all off and brings in all those colors, and really, really makes it look pretty as a border. So I do this all the way around, and there you have it, folks. Life is what you make it, so get creative.